right, thanks. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Demis. I just got your email. They looked at my video and said it does not violate their community policies because it's not hate speech. It's trying to correct selfish behaviors that cause people to react hatefully. You know, that's what it's telling lies and believing lies. Okay, this was the name of the video. And if you tell yourself lies, you believe lies, and you become those lies. Yeah. And that's horrible, right? And I get a lot of people in my head that have people involved, or if they watch me. If Jennifer Lopez knows who I am, I don't know. I can't tell you, or Oprah Winfrey. I can't tell you for sure. Okay? Or Kim Kardashian. But I can tell you this. Okay? In order to be stubborn, one has to be wrong. Right? Okay. If you're stubborn, you're doing something and you're doing it wrong. You're just stubborn, right? If you're doing something right and everybody else is doing something wrong, you're constant, you're consistent, you're the Star of David, you're the North Star, right? You're the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. Right? And you get these people, and I'm like, man, you know, how much, I talk about how much I'm still suffering from all my abuse and how it's been the worst abuse organized by corporate corruption in the history of the world, right? And you'll get people like Kim Kardashian and Oprah Winfrey in my head. What about a guy who got put in jail for a crime he didn't commit? Is he the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer? Did he accept money as reality and behaves as if he needs money to live here? Okay, well then he committed that crime, and that's why he's incarcerated because of that crime, like John McCain dropping napalm on children in Vietnam and then spending time in the Hanoi Hilton. Okay? I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I'm the one, before I was 4 years old, that explained to Spencer J. Kimball it's wrong to have a virtual presence in my house, and it's wrong to kill Jesus to pay for you being Butch Cavendish. Now, me and Foolish here are going to make sure that I'm no longer a Lone Ranger, right? You get really grumpy, right? And I'm sitting there eating my food, and I'm processing poisons out of my body, and now it's killed another tooth because they just will not stop keeping me in an environment that's stressful. They won't stop bombarding me with Wi-Fi that uses economic abuse to keep me and my dad stressed, right? And that's like, they started abusing him with it when he's a little kid, and now he's 89 years old, and that's like mental and emotional rape and child abuse, because if you don't have money, you don't get to sexually reproduce, okay? That's child molestation and rape. It's not paramount to rape, it is rape, okay? It's like being fucked in the ass for cigarettes in prison, and it's gonna happen every day because we need money for cigarettes. Okay, and they give me money to fuck you in the ass, and then I get to sell cigarettes. That's rape. Okay, I have to explain everything to these flying fucking monkeys around here to break it down in detail. I'm like, put that in your Kardashian pipe and smoke it. Okay? Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett, and Bill Gates. Okay? They have virtual presences in people's houses or put people into schools where they are vulnerable because of economic situations, and they take advantage of them sexually. Okay? Sheryl Sandberg is Shar, my wife's ex-girlfriend and boss that would sexually abuse her, and Steffi felt she couldn't leave or she'd lose her job. That's horrible. And it was me. Okay, I couldn't be with the women that were strong enough to live with me and be with me because the military kept us apart. And then when one of them stood up for me because she was a good friend, the military used scientific inventions to have her murdered publicly. So everybody in town would go up and support the honor flight instead of stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me. It's horrible. And even if it's happening anonymously and no one watches it, it's still happening. Okay? If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? I don't know, Job, you tell me. Jonah? Mom, Dad, did you know that if you get vaccinated to survive disgusting conditions, you might survive disgusting conditions? Mom, Dad, did you know? Yeah, we all know that. Jonah, Salk, and Judah Krishnamurti know that. Okay, but if you eliminate disgusting conditions, you don't need to be vaccinated to survive disgusting conditions. Okay? remember when I was in Phoenix and I'm sitting there working with kids with disabilities and I'm having these allergies and this sluggishness and this sickness, right? And they're blaming it on the plants. And I go, I don't know. You could fall asleep in the greenhouse and wake up the next morning feeling better than you did the day before. But if you fall asleep in Richard Petty's garage with the cars running, you wake up dead, right? Sleeping under a table in a roadside park, a man could wake up dead, but it sure feels warmer than it did sleeping in my queen-size bed, right? And so you get these people, and so I get up and say, I grew up near San Pablo in the Mesilla Valley, near the pecan orchards and the river. And I didn't have allergies like this when I was a kid. I think it's the cars. I don't think it's the plants. I think it's the cars. Oh, you're just crazy, Ralph. You're crazy. He's crazy, right? Then we're sitting there listening to fight. And that's even the teacher who had her degree was like, oh, Ralph, I'm like, no, if you can't sleep in your when people kill themselves, do they go in the greenhouse and say, I'm going to see if all the plants will kill me in the greenhouse? Or do they go in the garage and roll the windows up and shove a garden hose through the exhaust pipe into the car? It's not that hard. You have to do that. You can just put towels underneath all the doors and leave the car on, sit in a chair and just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? No, just a sad and lonely, lovely work of art. Hey, is that Dorothy Dandridge? Wow. Boy, she was pretty. Wow. Is that Nancy Wilson? She was so gorgeous. What a nice voice. Just a sad and lonely, lovely work of art. Mona Lisa, right? Isn't that all you are? Just the next sad and lonely work of art? To have people thinking, I would have liked to know you, but I was just a kid. Candle burned out long before thinking of those long gone, bygone romantic days, right? If you went to prison for a, quote, crime you didn't commit and did time and were tortured because of philanthropy. Are you a philanthropist? Well, then you committed the crime, you denied the Lord's Prayer, and you deserve to spend time in prison, and you need to spend time in there and do time and start thinking. All right? Little Emmett, you reach your limit. Little Jackie wants to be a star. Okay? Do you understand me? Who is the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer? Who is innocent and cannot be proven guilty? You guys are guilty. I get fucking metaverse people sitting there fucking my dreams all night. It's hard to sleep. Okay. The reason why I'm not processing the sugars properly that I put into my body to keep me healthy and give me energy because of chemical toxins and poisoning is stress because I can't rest well. It's not because of anything I'm doing wrong. It's because of the people that are wrong doing what they're doing. Okay? Suzuki, well, you're just going to have to meditate. Suzuki, you're going to have to keep seeing the weeds and keep the chemicals at bay to the best of your ability because you are a gorgeous man. And the rest of these peckerwoods on the pussy plantation are a bunch of evil flying monkeys for a little black girl painted green. Yeah, sure enough. Earl, you sure enough are love. I've got to be sure enough are love because you're heavenly. Thank you, Earl. Okay. Self-promoter, like me and my dad talked about with Muhammad Ali. Sometimes you got to be a self-promoter because no one else will do it with you. And I ain't going to fight nobody for money, okay? And I ain't going to fuck nobody. I ain't going to pay nobody money to fuck them. All right? I am the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I am the way, the truth, and life. I am the light and the way. None unto the faith of an eternal, faithful Father like Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, and Earl, except through me. Because I'm the living word today. And that's what I say. And what I said means fine bread. Don't you sell me no bread or I'll kick you in the head. You get my grandma's recipe, you make it and pass it around, and you'll be well fed. And it won't be a food product imitating bread. It'll be real bread. With all the leaven, stuff with the wheat germ and all the stuff that, god dang. And you wait and you get the heel and you put butter on it. And everybody else calls you a heel because you got there first and got the heel, got to put butter on it. Dang, Granny Kramer Murphy's bread. Right? You Last Supper dumbass motherfuckers! Sell my father's flesh and drink his blood one more time, Nosferatu. Do it on TV for the children and say, you're not a child molester. You're not a rapist. Okay. Rape. It's not paramount to rape. It is rape. To say, you need money to pay me to live here to sexually reproduce. That is rape. That's passing around somebody's ass for cigarettes in Santa Fe, Florence, and whatever places they call prisons in Texas. Okay? Vote for president one more time while I'm the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Come on, I triple dog dare you. Have them fly you to Washington, D.C., see a monument with dead people's names on it. They got up and accepted philanthropy over the Lord's Prayer, and have everybody tell you that you're a better man than me, and you can tell yourself lies, and you can believe those lies, but it ain't going to make those lies go away. So in order to be stubborn, you got to be wrong. And in order to be constant, you got to be right. And constant is me. And stubborn is you. Okay, I hope that helped some mommies today that are very, very rich with money, but very, very poor in humility. All right, love you. Peace.